my name is Gunty, and today we are talking about the Zombies fan game, Milo. Fans of the channel know that I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty Zombies. It is the greatest third mode in all of gaming. If you don't know what a third mode is, back in the day, Xbox 360, PS3 era, there was an arms race to develop a mode outside of single player and outside of standard competitive multiplayer to keep people hooked on the game and to sell copies. Now, fans of the channel also know that I have really not liked the recent installments in the Zombie series. I think the whole loadout system has completely ruined the game. But this video is not meant to talk about that. It is to talk about this pretty awesome fan game I came across on Instagram Reels of all places. Now, the game isn't out yet. It's only a demo. I think the developers plan on releasing this game in 2026, so don't fully judge this game based on its demo. It's only meant to give us a small slice of the game, an introduction to the mechanics and the concept, and how things are going to work when the full game releases. It's clear to see from the marketing alone that these developers are trying to encapsulate what made the original game mode of Call of Duty Zombies great back in World at War. They're trying to keep it simple and go back to really what made that mode fantastic and what made us all longtime fans. Which means no loadouts, no gobblegums, wall buys, and perks. That's what it's really all about. Now, they don't have perks in this game, and I'll talk about that later, but there's a very similar system. Now, my initial first impressions out the gate were not super good, mainly just because, I don't know, for whatever reason, the game starts in a very unoptimized state when you boot it up, and you really do have to play with the settings a little bit, but once I got it running buttery smooth, everything was fantastic from then on. And you really can't fault them too much. Like I said, it's a demo, it's a small team. I mean, Oblivion is in full release and is so horribly unoptimized still on PC right now. So at least these guys made it so that you could at least tweak the settings and get somewhere playable, unlike Oblivion. And yeah, the gunplay is smooth, the graphics look pretty good. I think some of the zombie character models need to probably be zhuzhed up a little bit. One thing I did find odd about the character models is they seem to be like plainclothes civilians, which kind of feels odd when you're in the middle of a trench, and also you're in a trench. And the game is a World War II game. Granted, I think there were trenches in World War II, but it does, the map that they give you in the demo seems very World War I inspired, especially with like the whole rat system. But again, this is just kind of nitpicking. This is stuff that they're going to work on in the future, really fleshing out those maps and the identity of the game. And those are all kind of nitpicky things, like I said. I think the demo's main goal is to just get you into the flow of the gameplay and get you feeling how cool the guns feel. And the guns do really feel good. Usually this is something with smaller teams and smaller developers. They can't really make good, well-feeling weapons. These guns feel really well realized, and they have great bullet impacts, and it's very fun to shoot the zombies, which is a huge important thing in the Zombies games. And there have been so many fan-made Call of Duty Zombies-like games, especially back on the Xbox Arcade, where it's just like, I feel like I'm just shooting a wrestling dummy. One thing I would add, though, and again, this is kind of a glitch in the original game anyway, but I would add some ability to kind of reload cancel when you sprint. There isn't really that functionality, and I keep trying to do it because it is in the vein of old school Call of Duty, so I keep trying to do the reload cancel by sprinting, but it never really works because that's not implemented in the game. And it would be a fun little addition for them to kind of add that as a little tweak and homage to the original Call of Duty Zombies. The zombie tracking is really good. They move well. They're very authentic to original Call of Duty Zombies. You're able to kite them or train them as you would back in the day in Call of Duty Zombies, which is fantastic. You really can't replicate Call of Duty Zombies without kiting the enemies and training them and putting them in situations where you can just start mowing them down and allowing you to go do wall buys and get perks and all that kind of stuff. The game also implements challenges throughout playing. One I saw a couple of times was you have to shoot certain zombies in order and they glow green. One issue I kind of had with those rounds is it feels like sometimes those green zombies don't spawn fast enough, or they're not available to you to shoot as fast enough, and maybe this is just more of an issue with the initial map being so small. But you have to shoot these zombies in order, and if you shoot any other zombies, you know, the challenge is forfeit. And so I just kind of felt like it should be a little bit easier to follow the challenge without, you know, having to die, but it's, you know, kind of a nitpick. Now, the demo also doesn't have any mystery box implementation, which makes sense. Again, it's a demo. Not all the guns are probably fully realized, and honestly, take your time on the guns. It's better to have just a couple of them available for this demo and really work on them and be thoughtful in the creation of the weapons and how they're going to play off of one another. But I am excited for whenever they developed the mystery box and all the other weapons. I would hope that they would release a new demo when they're that far down the line to give us a little bit of interaction with that and get to play with it. One of the interesting things to me about this game is kind of the implementation of rats. You basically have these little passive rat guys that will help you out throughout the rounds and help you survive longer, and it's kind of helpful, especially in solo, from just kind of basically turning to the knocked way of gaming where you're just kind of off to yourself. It gives a little bit more of an interesting element, and I believe you can upgrade the rats, and the rats help you get upgrades, and it's a pretty good time. I like the implementation of the rats, and I do think they are going to be a component in the story. Like I said, there is a story to this, kind of like how, you know, Call of Duty slowly built up a zombie story. It's not super well implemented in the demo, again, because, you know, kind of the whole fun of the Call of Duty Nazi Zombies was that you kind of learn the story through Easter eggs and environmental storytelling, and it looks like they're going to be doing that. And if you read the Steam page, there's talk of, you know, this character Milo, and clearly rats have something to do with this sort of outbreak. I don't want to get too whole into the, you know, game theory of it, what I think is truly going on with the lore, but it is good to see there, and I am excited to see what the developers do with that. It also looks like co-op will be added down the line, which is fantastic because Call of Duty Zombies is probably one of the funnest co-op games of all time. It's always funner with friends. You know, I can play zombies by myself for probably, you know, 30 minutes to an hour a session if I'm really feeling it, getting into that hour. But when I'm playing with buddies, oh man, an entire night can disappear, and that's really fantastic that they're going to be implementing it. I would like to see how that all works out and how their servers work and how everything flows together, whether latency or there's issues with that, especially since it is a smaller developer, so some of that stuff can be a lot harder. So it'll be interesting to see, and I'll be following the game devs through that. I think ultimately Milo is definitely worth playing the demo and throwing onto your Steam wish list and just kind of watching it as it develops. I think down the line this could be a really fun game to give you that classic nostalgic Call of Duty Zombies vibe without having to pay money to the evil corporation that is Activision, as they completely ruin the Call of Duty Zombies franchise with the loadout system is just so ridiculous to me. Why would you implement it? Just ruins the whole thing. It is so antithetical to Call of Duty Zombies. Why would you add, again, I'm ranting because it makes me so mad, because it ruins the games. There's no point to wall buys or mixery boxes or whatever. It's just, I'm just gonna start with the really good M4 and then a shotgun secondary and all that. It's brutal. I hate it. I can't stand it. But I'm glad that Milo is at least trying to put in some effort here into getting things back to how it used to be, the classic Call of Duty Zombies game. And I also like that they're doing their own thing, trying to add stuff that isn't, you know, typical to the original Call of Duty Zombies, with all the rat vibe and all the other cool stuff, allowing you to play basketball or whatever. It's just really cool. I like that they're doing something on top of what we want them to do. But I've rambled on for long enough. Check out the game, and if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, let me know what your favorite Call of Duty Zombies experience is. If you dislike this video, make sure you dislike it, and also leave a hate comment telling me how much you hate me. And if you like this video and you want to see more, consider subscribing. I'm really close to 1,000 subs, and it would be so cool if I got there. And I just thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.